Good morning, Starshine. This is Madar from Song of Stones, and I am a crystal whisperer, which means that I talk to stones and they talk to me. And I'm really excited to share this one with you because it has such a it has such a personal connection. I have such a personal connection with this crystal. I have a personal connection with all the crystals, but this one happens to be my birthstone. It is Peridot. And Peridot, it's interesting because I never really was felt drawn or connected to this stone, even though it was my birthstone. And by the way, I do want to just mention that birthstones, there are stones that are associated with our astrological signs, but numerologically and metaphysically. But the birthstones that we see, that, you know, the traditional standard birthstones that we're used to seeing are really just a random selection of stones that were assigned to each month for the purpose of marketing. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just as long as you're aware of it. So there's nothing, and it's also important to love the stone. The thing that I have issue with is that people tend to wear their birthstones because it's their birthstones and not necessarily because they love the stones. And then we have to wonder, do we really love this stone? If we do love our birthstones, is it because we have a connection to the stone, a soul connection to the stone, or is it because we know it's our birthstone and we love it because of that? So just something to keep aware of. There's no judgment in this, in what I'm talking about. It's really just a matter of awareness. My personal suggestion for stones to connect with is the ones that are singing to you most powerfully, the ones you're most drawn to, the ones you are most attracted to. And Peridot, as gorgeous, and you can see it's a gorgeous, gorgeous stone, as gorgeous as it is, I just was not ever really drawn to it until just very recently. And it's been singing so powerfully to me. I cannot get enough of this stone. I just want to drink it in. And I did drink it in the form of a star song. And if you guys know me, you probably have heard me talk about the star songs. They are energy elixirs. So it's, if you think of a crystal elixir, that's my star songs are my version of a crystal elixir, with the added, there's some added energy medicine in there as well. So I co-created a star song with some Peridot crystals, two actually Peridot crystals, and they're not here right now. They're still with the star song. And I have noticed quite a beautiful gift that I've received through these crystals, and that's just this beautiful, deep connection to my sovereignty and this ease of being in my power. And really, I've been trying to figure out how to describe it for you, and I feel like I'm getting a little bit more of that right now. I'm getting the words to that, and that is really at ease in my power. And I didn't really quite see that until this moment. So interesting. Yeah, so because we have so much power. If you've ever heard that I think it's attributed to Martin Luther King, but I don't think that's the original source. And that's, we are not afraid. What, it's not, oh, now I'm not going to remember the phrase, but I'm sure it's so popular that I'm sure you'll know it. And basically it's about, the thing that we're afraid of is not having no power, but it's our power. Something like that. I'm sure you know what I mean. Anyways, so, and I think this is especially women, because we're so out of connection with our power, and that could be, we could look at it as a masculine energy, but I think really the deepest, strongest power is the feminine power, because it's not destructive. That's the word I want to look at. It's creative. It's our creative power that we are most afraid of, because it's so intense, and because it can transform. And we, as much as we might be uncomfortable with our lives, change is more uncomfortable. And our creative power is tremendously creative and creative, transformative at light speed. It can be instantaneous, the transformation. And if you've ever worked with crystal energy and experienced the gifts of the crystals, I won't have to explain it to you, because you will know how instantaneous the gifts can be. Sometimes they come even before we meet the crystal, because they're outside of time. And we are too. We just don't know it. They know it. So I've created this little heart. I don't know if you noticed it, and if I did a great job of doing that. But I've created this heart because Peridot is a beautiful, beautiful stone for opening and expanding the heart chakra. And I made another one with some raw crystals. I wanted to show you both. And the reason I'm focusing more on the tumbled is because it's a different, it comes from a different source, these crystals. And the tumbled Peridot stones are really vivid. The color is quite vivid, and the glow from these stones is incredible. And there is so much more I want to tell you about these stones. I've written a whole blog post about it. The glow is that I can talk to you just about that. It has to do with ancient Egypt and how the pharaohs. This Peridot is a stone of kings and queens, or better said, queens and kings. And the pharaohs would have people go. There was this only one place where it could be found, and they had people go and gather it day and night. And when people went in to gather at night, just through they could find it just with their candlelight, because the stone glowed. So I just and you can see even without shining any light, without any added help, you can see how these stones glow. And that tiny one I think glows the most. And if you are wanting to bring one home and you want that tiny one, you want the tiny one, or you don't want the tiny one, you're welcome to put that in the checkout in the comments. Normally I just listen for the stone that is singing for you. Most people prefer that. Some people will ask me for a specific stone, and that's also beautiful. Whatever works for you. I like to help you connect with the stone that is most powerfully aligned with you at all times, however that looks. If that's your choice, or if you want me to listen to the stones for you, that is usually what I do. So the raw crystals are gorgeous too. I want you to see them and have a moment to connect with them as well. And that is Peridot. If I've caught your interest a little bit in this magical stone, I am writing a whole blog post about it today. It'll be in our light log section of our website. And I will also be sending information out, sending love out in our Sunday Sparkle. If you are not part of our community, now is a great time to join, because tomorrow is our Crystal Live. Normally I do it the first Monday of April, but because it's a holiday, I decided I'm going to do 2 in March. March is it was kind of a long month, so it is still 4 weeks apart since the last one. So I hope to see you there. In the meantime, connect with Peridot, or connect with the stone that is singing most powerfully and beautifully to you. And may you be blessed with many gifts from the stone beings. And I send you lots and lots of love.